Hello and welcome back to my Blender tutorials. My name is Ryan, once again. Today we're going to be looking at basic editing of objects and some special stuff that you can do. Um, Very small stuff, but once you know this, you can basically do pretty much anything you really want to. Again, we're going to pull out this if we don't have it already. This will help you in the future. I'll show you what it does, but I won't show you exactly how to use it or when to use it in this episode at least. So again, we're going to select our object by right-clicking it, pressing tab, and now we've gone into edit mode. Now we can move it around, like last episode I think I showed you. Um, but something that I wanted to show you is like very basic thing: extend, which is E, and then S, which is size. And basically, you can use this to create more faces. So if you extend an object, it'll do something like that. If you come inside, it'll be hollow. So you can make like the letter N, I guess, something like that, or a bridge, kind of like that. You can do it a lot better than that. I just did that to show really quick what you can do with extend. And then also something that you'll want to know is that you can press X, Y, and Z, and it'll change which direction you're doing it. So if I do Z, it won't do anything because I don't have anything on the Z axis selected. But if I resize it again and I click X, it'll just do X. And if I resize it again and do Y, it'll just do Y. And then if we extend it, you can do X, which makes something really weird, which we don't want, and then we'll do the same thing for Y. And then, of course, we can do Z, which unlocks it from the Z position because it's already trying to do Z. So we could press Z and it'll unlock it and it'll let us do pretty much anywhere we want. And then, that was not expected. Yeah, we could basically do it anywhere we want like this. So let's say that. So now we have this weird oddly shaped thing and we can bring it in over here. Now we have a angle that we could work with. I'm not really gonna have that. Okay. Also press A to select everything or deselect everything depending on what you have. So if you have one selected, pressing A will deselect it, and then pressing A again will select everything. So now I can show you some special stuff. Like if you press W, we could do subdivide, which gives you more faces to work with. Or we could do subdivide smooth, which gives us something like this. And then in the lower left corner right here, it'll show you like information on what you did. So we could do number of cuts, we could increase that and we get a different circle, and we can increase the smoothness, and we get like kind of a weird square thing that you'd see in like Windows 98 screensavers. You can increase it, you can decrease the number of cuts. One use of this would be to make a head shape. Like you could take this back part here and smooth it out by selecting just these certain faces and then like extending them so we have an elongated skull thing going on. But if you're going to want to do that, we could have this proportional editing. We could do enable, and basically when you enable it, it will kind of like not completely select the vertices that are around it, but basically it will select them. Kind of like it will do half the amount or depending on how far away it is, it'll do half that or a quarter of that. But as you can see, we got a like nice little head object coming in. We can do that. And we got a face, nice flat face. We can do it down here. Not like that, because that was selecting the entire thing. But we can do that, make it bigger or smaller, get a different effect. And then we could extend down here, and we could make a neck. And oh yeah, press R to rotate. So we could rotate it like this, and then move it down, and we have a really weird head that you'd want to refine. So we're gonna go back till we just had a square. If you didn't know already, Control Z is to undo, and then Control Y is to redo, I believe. Yeah, so that's basic editing. Of course, why don't I show you something that you could make? I'm gonna time-lapse this. I'm gonna make a sword with just using basic things that I have already showed you. But before that, I'd like to point out that you can do things like this. First, we're going to disable the proportional editing. We're going to select the sides, just these two sides, and we can increase them. Or we could do this and subdivide them and increase the number of cuts. And now we have kind of like a rounded edge. Speaking of that, I need to teach you guys one last thing. Let's say that we accidentally delete our object. Well, we can insert objects by, on our left side, you'll have tools selected by default. You can select create, and then we have like a bunch of shapes, like a circle. This is like an actual 2D circle. You can use this to create planes like this, do things like this, so you can have a cylinder, or you can make this smaller. Did not intend to do that. Yeah, you can make it smaller, and then use this as a like a grip for a sword. Like you could extend it out over and over again, and then like, okay, so we can take this from here and do like select down here in the lower left corner, and then do edge loops, and we'll select the circle without having to select every single piece, and then make it smaller like that, and make it bigger as well like that. Get a couple of cool shapes here and there. So now I'm gonna just time-lapse modeling a sword. I think you guys will like that. Okay, one quick thing is that if you press F with like a couple of like sides selected, not sides, but edges selected, you'll create a face if you press F, which basically can enclose holes like that. Same here at the top, but I'm not finished. So, yeah. I'll see you at the end of the video. Alright guys, I'm back. Yeah, I had this little sword that I made. I made it in about, let's say, 10 to 20 minutes maybe. 3D modeling isn't that hard once you get used to it. Um, but this was like very basic. I didn't really try that hard, but you can make something a lot better with the stuff that I showed you. It just takes more time. Speaking of that, we're running out. But first, I want to show you a couple of things. You might have seen this during the editing of the sword when I sped it up. You can press Z, and it puts you in wireframe mode. You can press Z again, and it takes it out. You can press C, and you'll get a large circle that you can make smaller and bigger. And you can left click, and it will select anything that's within that circle. So it's really useful if you want to say select the bottom half of this. You can press Z and then C. Alright, have a good day.